Well, we do have an updated death toll coming out of a press conference being given by the country's deputy prime minister, also government spokesman, saying that 28 people, at least 28 people, died in that blast. Another 61, as you'd mentioned, there wounded. Also saying that it only took ambulances about 3 minutes to get to the scene. Now, this convoy of military vehicles, and you were showing that video earlier, was stopped at a red light when this explosion occurred, it being described as a fairly well-planned attack. It also happened on a fairly busy thoroughfare not far away from some government and military buildings themselves. Now, no one has claimed responsibility, and the Turkish government is not officially pointing the finger at potentially any number of groups that may want to be targeting the Turkish state and the Turkish military apparatus. The scenes in the aftermath of all of this, a huge fire seemingly taking place, security personnel, ambulances rushing to the scene fairly quickly. And this is surely, as all of the attacks that Turkey has experienced in the last year, going to shake this nation that is already finding itself extremely vulnerable in the face of multiple threats from different organizations.
Right, so as you said, 28 people dead. Appreciate that update. Of course, that death toll could rise, and we're looking at a video of the aftermath of the explosion, the chaotic scenes with ambulance, and I do want to ask you, what more do we know about the location that was targeted? I mean, the fact that it targeted a military area in particular, does that fit the modus operandi of the PKK or ISIS, do you think?
Well, those two groups, the PKK, the Kurdish separatists, as well as ISIS, are the two main culprits when it comes to these types of attacks. In the past, these attacks that we have seen targeting civilians and tourists have been blamed on ISIS. This, yes, some analysts are saying, does seem to be much more of a PKK sort of attack, bearing in mind, too, that the ceasefire between the Kurdish separatists and the Turkish state broke down over the summer. But this is a conflict that goes back decades. It's also a conflict that has been amplified by Kurdish gains inside Syria, the group there called the YPG. And as it has been making gains inside Syria, especially along the border with Turkey, Turkey has in the past, as well as over the weekend and the last few days, launched numerous hundreds of artillery strikes trying to stop this YPG advance. So it really is a multi-layered battlefield. And again, at this stage, no claim of responsibility, no blame being pointed at anyone just yet. So most likely either ISIS or the PKK, or in fact, it could be any one of the other smaller terrorist organizations that do operate here. The government saying that an investigation is understandably currently underway, Zane.